Though the film's name is an invitation to talk about Kevin, we are introduced to his mother initially. Eva Kachadurian, once a successful travel writer, enjoys a festival in one of her travels. However, times have changed for Eva, who lives alone in a rundown house whose walls appear freshly splattered with red paint by someone in the neighborhood. However, despite the difficulties in her life, Eva prepares for her job interview at a travel agency near a prison. The manager looks at her resume and says she does not care what Eva has done in the past, so long as she can type and make files. Eva is relieved to learn that she's hired. Her happiness is short-lived, as two women appear and slap her when she goes outside. A good Samaritan offers to call the police on her behalf due to this insult, but Eva surprisingly insists that it's her fault and hastily leaves. It seems everyone in the neighborhood hates Eva for reasons not yet revealed, and by the time she comes home and looks in the mirror, Eva's whole face is bleeding. Alone in her bedroom, Eva recalls the voice and the fond memories with Franklin, her ex-husband. The two dance and kiss in the rain at night, making promises never to leave each other's side. In the present, though it is raining, Eva sleeps alone. One evening, Eva finally visits the prison, where she visits her son Kevin, who has been convicted of mass murdering students at his high school. Kevin doesn't say a word. He pulls chewed-up nails from his mouth and puts them on the table. As Eva leaves the prison, she reflects upon her memories of raising him. Despite being a reluctant mother, always fussing about motherhood and what it entails, Eva decides to start a family with Franklin by having Kevin after going through a painful birth. However, even as an infant, Kevin appears to be a troublemaker who refuses to stop crying, to the point where Eva finds solace from his cries and the construction noise. Once Kevin grows tired of screaming, he falls asleep, allowing Eva momentary relief before Franklin comes in. Eva is so traumatized from Kevin's screaming that she tells Franklin not to disturb Kevin's sleep, but Kevin does not cry when held by Franklin. Meanwhile, in the present, Eva goes shopping and sees one of her malevolent neighbors in the mart. She hides behind a counter and waits till she passes, but when she goes for checkout, it is revealed that her neighbor broke all the eggs. Terrified, Eva takes them as they are, leaves, and eats an omelet filled with eggshells. It is revealed that the woman was the mother of one of the students Kevin murdered at his school. Eva's memories show Kevin as detached and brutal from childhood. He appears to loathe and deliberately antagonize Eva, who struggles to bond with him, refusing to even listen to her. Kevin rebuffs Eva's attempts at affection and shows no interest in anything. He even refuses to call her mommy. In the present, while driving home, Eva is surprised to see people dressed as various creatures for Halloween, and all the houses in the streets are well decorated, except her own. When children knock on her door for treats, Eva discovers she has no candy, and the children vandalize her home. Meanwhile, Kevin behaves like a happy, loving son in front of his father, Franklin, who dismisses Eva's concerns and makes excuses for Kevin's behavior. Eva regrets ever having a child. To change the mood, Franklin takes the family and moves into a massive house, but it will take a lot more than that to bring Eva and Kevin together. In the present, Eva is surprised by a young crippled man, Soweto, who appears to be the only soul friendly to Eva, and asks about her health. He also reveals that there's a chance that he may walk again. As he leaves, Eva recalls that Soweto is one of Kevin's victims. She returns home to clean the paint on her wall. The following day at work, one of her colleagues, Colin, offers to help her with a positive attitude. In the past, we see how Eva, frustrated with her family life, had become nostalgic for her life of travel while Franklin and Kevin were bonding positively. Kevin, who resists toilet training, interrupts when Franklin and Eva are together many nights. Eva decorates her room in their new house with maps and mementos of her travel, but Kevin, who has been watching from the door, dismisses her effort as dumb. Frustrated, Eva walks away to call a friend. When she returns to her room, she discovers that Kevin has ruined all her decorations. Furious, she stomps on his paint gun. Though Franklin scolds Kevin for his rude behavior, he tries to form excuses for it. Kevin, now able to walk and talk, still needs to wear diapers since he refuses toilet training, much to Eva's chagrin. When she changes his diaper, Kevin spoils it again to irritate her. Her frustration with Kevin drives her to throw him against the wall, breaking his arm. But Kevin, malevolent like a demon, does not utter a single cry and silently goes to the hospital with Eva, to the point where even the nurse comments on Kevin's bravery. While driving home, Eva admits what she did was wrong and apologizes to Kevin, who does not answer. When they return home, Kevin tells Franklin he fell and broke his arm, to Eva's surprise. When Franklin and Eva sit down to drink that night, they are surprised to hear Kevin using the toilet. She goes to his room, thinking that Kevin has finally warmed up to her, and tries to kiss him. But Kevin is still as malevolent as ever. From that day onwards, Kevin uses the incident to manipulate Eva, doing awful things to her and threatening to confess to Franklin should she scold him. However, despite all the struggle, Eva gives birth to her and Franklin's second child, Celia, and Kevin displays early signs of jealousy. One fine day, Kevin is confined to bed with a fever, leaving Eva to care for him. To everyone's surprise, he shows affection towards Eva for the first time as she reads Robin Hood, even sending Franklin away to allow Eva her spotlight. But his spiteful personality returns as soon as he recovers. Franklin gives Kevin a bow and arrow and teaches him archery. Sometime later, Kevin is a teenager and somewhat of a natural archer. Celia has grown up into a lively and cheerful girl, towards whom Kevin is instantly disdainful. Though Celia tries to befriend him, Kevin is unbelievably mean to her. In the present, while Eva is enjoying a Christmas celebration at her office, Colin invites her to a dance, but Eva politely refuses. Irritated, Colin reminds Eva that no one else would want to be with her. Disgusted, Eva leaves the office and sees a lively girl like Celia outside. This brings back Eva's memories. She spies Kevin's interest in one of Eva's latest book launches at the bookstore and asks if he was there, but Kevin denies it. Believing that Kevin is interested in her, Eva tries to convince Kevin to spend a day with her, and Kevin surprisingly agrees. The two play miniature golf, after which Eva plans to take Kevin for dinner. But to mock her, Kevin eats before leaving and rebuffs any attempts by her to bond with him during dinner. One day when Kevin is absent from his room, she searches for anything that could reveal Kevin's personality, only finding a disc that says, "I love you." When she inserts the disc into her laptop, Eva discovers that her computer is infected with a virus. On Christmas, Franklin gifts Kevin a professional bow, and Eva only grows worried about the mischief he will cause. When she checks up on Celia, she finds her depressed after her pet guinea pig mysteriously goes missing. After putting her to bed, Eva searches for it with Franklin, but it is nowhere to be found. In the morning, Eva tries to comfort Celia by telling her that her pet has moved into a garden with its friends. However, while doing the dishes, Eva finds its remains in the garbage disposal, which she unclogs with drain cleaner. To top her miseries, Celia is blinded in one eye after being exposed to the cleaner, while Kevin is tasked with watching her, requiring Celia to wear a glass eye. Eva suspects Kevin injured his sister on purpose, but Franklin defends him and suggests Eva talk to a therapist about her issues. In the present, when Eva meets Kevin, another mother appears to meet her son and cries in the waiting room, and Eva comforts her. Eva remembers how Franklin tried to push Eva into telling Kevin that he should not feel responsible for what happened to Celia on his watch. Kevin replies that he feels nothing about her, disgusting Eva, who leaves the dinner table. The family is growing fractured. Once Celia returns home, Kevin mocks Eva by suggesting Celia join him in his archery practice, and Eva instantly denies it on her behalf. Tired of Eva's distrust of their son, Franklin discusses divorce with her, and Kevin overhears their conversation. Eva receives a curious package for Kevin the following day, a box full of bicycle locks. Kevin says he intends to sell them at school at a profit to make money. That night, Eva and Franklin recall their life before Kevin and hug and kiss each other. That day, Eva decides to talk to Franklin privately for the first time, but time has passed for talking. 3 days before his 16th birthday, Kevin uses bicycle locks to trap several students in the school gymnasium and murders them with his bow and arrows. As emergency people try to cut through the bicycle locks, Eva arrives at the school, thinking Kevin is one of the victims. But when she sees the bicycle lock, the realization dawns on her. When the doors open, Kevin walks outside and calmly allows himself to be arrested, staring at his mother with a smug look as though telling her something. After witnessing Kevin's arrest and the bodies of his victims being carried away, Eva returns home, which seems silent and abandoned. Eva calls Franklin and Celia, but neither of them answers. Beckoned by the wind to their lawn, she discovers that Kevin has murdered Franklin and Celia as well, using the same method. On the second anniversary of the massacre, Eva visits Kevin in prison. His demeanor has changed to demure and frightened in his anticipation of being transferred to an adult prison now that he's 18. Eva finally asks why he committed the murders now that he's had plenty of time to think about it. Kevin responds that he used to think he knew, but is no longer sure. Eva embraces Kevin, who appears terrified, and leaves, and the movie ends.